What's happening, everybody? There she is. There's the mistress bike. Just kidding. This is what she used to look like. This is a bone stock Radrover 5. Remember that Radrover that I picked up used? I stripped it down and took it back to 100% stock. So the old controller's back on and the old screen, and it sits as you would get it from Radrover. We're going to be using this in an upcoming video, so I had to convert it back, honestly, to completely stock so we could have an adequate comparison model. And I've stripped all the goodies off, and I've started using those goodies on other bikes. There's the one you want to see. Ha ha ha. The Citizen Cycle bike, the mistress bike, heavily modified, upgraded Radrover. And I thought I would take a minute today, do a really quick update, because I haven't given you a video in a day or two. And I wanted to tell you if there's any issues I've noticed with this whole build out on this bike. If you haven't seen my channel before, this was once that, and then I started upgrading pretty much everything on this bike. There's next to nothing left that's rad on this bike. New motors everywhere, new controllers, new batteries, everything. And the biggest thing is that right there, the front motor. It's an e-bikeling kit if you're looking to add a front motor. And we're gonna go over, have I seen any issues with that? Because this is now all-wheel drive. I built my own custom DIY all-wheel drive bike. You can check my Radrover playlist if you want to see the build out of this thing. And we're gonna do a quick ride today on this, and I'll just talk about some of the things I've noticed with that upgrade. So let's jump on it and go for a quick ride. All right, well, so far this build has been fantastic. It has worked way better than I actually thought it was going to. It actually functions. It functions well. The bike is a lot more powerful, but I have noticed a couple issues, so why not point those out? You got to point out the bad stuff along with the good. So I'm going to come up to the top of this hill up here and try to show you issue number one. All right, so here's the first issue I'm having, and that is speed wobbles. So if you let go, see the handlebars shake? Whoa! You get speed wobbles if you're not hanging on to the front end of this bike. That extra weight on that front wheel just speed wobbles like crazy. It will wreck you. You can no longer ride this bike hands-free. It can't take it. You don't feel it shake in your hands as you're riding it or anything. It's not fighting you. But if you let go and just let it do what it wants to do, all that weight on that front wheel just starts it to shaking. See how unstable I am? I can't ride it with no hands anymore. Get going a little faster, maybe it'll show you the wobble again. There you go. So that is issue number one. No more hands-free riding because you have this wobble. Not a big deal. Like I said, as long as your hands are on the handlebars, it's fine. Perfectly stable. It doesn't wobble anywhere. Second issue, I would say, is the rear motor on this bike was so powerful. This thing used to be just a wheelie monster, and that's been cut back now. It'll still wheelie. You can still pop the front end up if you want, but it's not as easy because of all that weight in the front end. I don't know exactly how much that motor weighs, but it added a significant amount of weight to the front end of this bike, and it's a lot heavier trying to pick it up. So you notice it there for sure. The front end feels heavier than the back end does. So maybe that's the geared hub drive versus, the direct drive motor. Maybe direct drives are heavier. I don't know. I'm not a professional at this, but that weight in the front has definitely cut down on the wheelie factor on this thing, and it has made it a lot heavier to lift. Now, I will trade any day. I will trade wheelies for the acceleration on this bike, because the acceleration is just so much fun when you twist one throttle, smash the other, and just take off. So is this my fastest e-bike right now? Yes and no. It is the fastest accelerating, yes. And it's the fastest with just using throttle, yes. But that Hemiway bike, you can pedal that thing to 35 miles an hour out of the box. So this bike and the Hemiway are kind of tied for top speed with pedaling. That Hemiway is just, man, it's just a powerful bike. There's no way around it. It has a different motor brand in it. It's not a Bafang motor. It's like an Vanshing motor or something. But man, that thing is strong. So this still takes the cake as I'm going to call fastest bike. You can't beat the mind-blowing acceleration of this thing. So the all-wheel drive was a good addition. It is a ton of fun. But other than those two issues, the weight and the wobbles when you're not hanging on, it's been fine. I haven't noticed any other problems with it. I've been checking the front forks to make sure they're not breaking. This kit is built to be on a front wheel of a bicycle. It's kind of meant for what I'm doing. It's just not meant for the kind of fork I think that I put it on, which, this suspension front fork. I think it's meant to go on like a solid steel front fork of a bike. We'll check it. We'll keep checking it and make sure, it's not gonna fall off or break off on me. I guess I could pull over here and show you really quick again. Let's go right here. All right, so here's another look at this bike again. And if you want to know all the parts and pieces I put on it, it's on my website right there, Ride with Citizen. You can see a complete parts list if you want to try it. I don't recommend it because this is not, I don't know, the correct way of doing it probably, or the safe way, but I'm an experimenter. I'm experimenting with this thing. So here's the front wheel and what we got going on. I've got a torque arm right here, which is wrapped around the front fork on each side. So there's one of those on each side. I'm not really worried about the wheel flying off. I mean, if it was gonna fly off, it was gonna do it by now, because I have really put this thing to the test with some hard acceleration and some very fast top speeds, and it's been fine. So I don't know what to tell you. We're doing good so far. Super fun build out. Here's one of the pieces I cannibalized off that other bike. I took the upgraded Rad headlight, which I might take back off. I don't know, it's kind of in the way. It hits everything. When I full lock the handlebars, it hits all my bottle holders and stuff on the side there. So that might not stay, but well, there you go. That's my two known issues so far on the whole front wheel all-wheel drive conversion thing. I'm still happy with it. I'm glad I did it. We're gonna keep riding it like this. Just to give you an idea what else is coming up on the channel, I should have another review video coming out on Sunday. The XF 900 Rusher, which I just did the 800, but this is going to be the 900, which is still a full suspension, very powerful bike, a lot of fun. I like that bike a lot, so watch for that review. And then I've got another review on Fat Tire bike coming probably like first week of May. So we're going to keep these rolling. So I'm trying to get as much info out as I can, so everyone knows what's available in the market and what you get for your money and what you might want to buy. So we're going to keep the Fat Tire bike reviews rolling. I've got a couple folks that have reached out regarding reviewing scooters, electric scooters, and I've agreed to do one. One of those is going to be coming out here in the next couple weeks as well. As soon as I get the scooter, it looks pretty fun. It's like 20 mile an hour scooter, the like bird style scooter. Never really been on one. I was on one once for about 10 minutes and it was a lot of fun. So I'm gonna throw one of those in there. Are you guys interested in scooters and scooter reviews? I don't know. I'm not sure if my folks that watch this stuff want to see scooter reviews or not. I got a feeling they're more e-bike people, but we're gonna find out. I'm gonna give you one of those and see what you think. I'm kind of anxious to get on one and see how much different it feels, just driving around and having fun on compared to an e-bike. Is one more fun than the other? I don't know. That's coming up shortly. And I have another thing I'm gonna do, which a lot of you have been asking me about and asking for recommendations, and have I used one and what do I use? And that is a bike rack that holds the weight of e-bikes. And I believe one of those is getting sent out to me in the next week or two here, and I'll have a review video on an e-bike specific bike rack. So I've never used one ever. I have no idea what to expect. I've never used a bike rack period, actually. I have a truck, so I just throw them in the back of the truck. But this is a bike rack that's gonna go into, the receiver of your trailer hitch, 2-inch receiver. So anxious to get that thing set up and try that and see what it's like. I would imagine it's gonna be a whole lot easier than lifting these monsters into the back of my lifted pickup truck, but we'll see. So lots of stuff happening here in Citizen World. I'm trying to get what I think is useful stuff out to everyone. So if you've got suggestions as well, what you want to see next, or you got questions on stuff I've done, put them in the comments. I'll do my best to get to them. I've got a lot of comments and emails rolling in. It's hard to keep up. Sorry if I miss it. It's not that I'm ignoring you, it's just the volume right now, and I'm a one-man show. So that is what's happening here and what we got going on. You can see we're doing some landscaping work over here. We got some stone to put down. I just planted this grass yesterday. Look how luscious and green it got overnight. Isn't that amazing? So amazing. But we're trying to get this place looking a little bit better for our e-bike reviews that we normally do right here. So trying to beautify a little bit, and the wifey wants it looking nicer. We got all kinds of side projects going on, but that's all for today. Appreciate you guys watching and checking things out. Like I said, leave me comments, suggestions, questions, everything in the comment section. And thanks so much for watching.